Welcome to the Department of Administrative Services Express Payment Acceptance System, or ePAS training. In this training, you will review the steps for how to navigate ePAS. This is the ePAS homepage. Here is where you enter information about your payment, starting with the name of your organization or entity and details about the payment, such as the date range and the amount. The organization group name field classifies organizations in groups. Therefore, to find your organization or entity, you must select the group in which it is contained. So let's see how you do this. The first step is to find and select a group containing the name of your entity. If you know the name of the group that contains your entity's name, you can type it in the field. ePAS searches for the name as you type it and displays it when it finds it. You can also drop down the list, find the group name, and click it. The same principle applies to the name of the organization. The next step is to indicate the date range for the payment and the amount the entity is paying. The date range identifies the payment period. You must enter a from date and a to date to indicate the length of the payment. The amount field indicates the amount the entity is paying for the date range selected. Let's see how you complete these steps. Click on the Payment Date Range field to display the calendar. Then, click the From Date and the To Date to indicate the range date for the payment and apply it to the date range selected. And click on the Amount field and enter the payment amount. Finally, to review the payment and amount, click on Next. Clicking Next takes you to the review page. Here is where you make sure that the information you entered is correct. If you need to make any changes, click on Edit. Or if what you entered is all incorrect, click on Remove. Clicking Remove will discard everything you entered. Or if everything is correct, click Proceed to check out and enter account information. Let's assume that you need to make edits and correct the payment amount. To do this, click Edit to return to the home page to make changes to the information already entered. In this example, the amount entered should be $2,500 versus $2,000. Once you're satisfied, click Next to review the information again. Any changes you made are now reflected on the reviewed page. If you need to, you can make several payments at once. To enter another payment, click on Find More Bills. Clicking Find More Bills takes you back to the Welcome page. Again, you need to enter the organization group and organization name, as well as the date range and payment amount for the new payment. If you are in charge of payment for two different entities, such as an attached entity, you can select the name of the attached entity and then the date range, or select the same entity, select it in the first payment, and make a payment for another date range. Click Next to review what you have entered so far. Clicking Next displays the review page. Notice that the two payments show on this page. Again, you can edit either or both payments entered. You can also enter another payment by clicking Find More Bills. Or, if the information is correct, click Proceed to check out to enter bank account information. This is the checkout page. This page allows you to enter bank account information. Ensure that the total amount for the payment is correct. At this point, you have entered the name of the organization, the date range, and the amount of the payment. You're now ready to enter the bank routing and checking account number. The first step is to determine if you want to make this payment as a guest or log in to your ExpressPay account to make the payment. Keep in mind that to select login, you must have an ExpressPay account. If you have an ExpressPay account, you would select login to log in to your ExpressPay account. Then, you would enter the email address of the Express account payer as well as the password associated with the account. Then, click Login to log in to the ExpressPay account and associate the bank account information registered in the ExpressPay account with this payment. When you use the Login selection, ePAS uses the bank account information registered with the ExpressPay account and associates it with this payment. On the other hand, if you select Login as a guest, you now must enter the bank routing number and the checking account information. Therefore, make sure you have the correct bank routing and checking account number available before you start. You can find this information printed on the bottom of a regular check where the first set of numbers is the routing number and the second set of numbers is the checking account number. After entering the routing and checking account information, enter the name of the organization for which the payment is being made. Then, enter the entity's address and zip code along with the email address and phone number of the employee authorized to make payments for this organization. Check to acknowledge the terms and conditions. This means that you read the terms and conditions and agree with them. Finally, decide whether to save the bank account, payer, and entity information with ExpressPay. If you click on Remember Me with an ExpressPay account for the first time, it means that you want to create an ExpressPay account. This requires that you create a password for the account. Keep in mind that this password is the one you use to log in to the ExpressPay account for future ePAS payments. Let's see how you do these steps. First, notice that you're entering this payment as a guest. As you enter the routing number, ePAS verifies that it is a valid routing number. If it is invalid, the field is highlighted in red. Make any corrections as necessary and ensure that you enter a valid account routing number. When the routing number is valid, the field is highlighted in green with a check mark. Then, enter the checking account number. Notice that the application verifies if the bank account number is a valid number and indicates so with a green check mark. Then, enter the name of the entity for which you're making the payment. Enter the entity's address and zip code. Enter the authorized payer's email address and office phone number. Then, acknowledge and accept the terms and conditions. Acknowledging means that you read the terms and conditions and you accept them. And if everything is correct, click the green button to complete the payment. This is the payment completion page. This indicates that your payment is now being processed. From this page, you can print a copy of this transaction. You can also review the privacy policy. Here is a sample printout of the payment. You can print it and keep a copy of this transaction for your records. This is a copy of the policy. You can review this policy while on the ePAS application. At this point, you're done with this payment. You can close the window to close the application, or click here to enter a new payment. You also receive an email from mail@expresspay.com with your payment information.